Did you see it?
See what?
The trailer for Borderlands.
Oh, I saw the clip you sent me.
I did. I just sent a little TikTok clip.
Didn't even know they were making one.
Didn't hear a lick about it. I was
Not one bit.
shocked that it's a thing, and it's almost like done.
Yeah, and it's like, it looks good.
It does. Have you played much Borderlands?
I sort of. I think I watched someone play the DLC, like the one that's about Handsome Jack.
Mm-hmm. I know a little bit about it, but definitely gonna watch the movie.
Yeah.
The cast looks really good.
They got Jack Black.
They got Jack Black. They got Kevin Hart. They got Cate Blanchett. She's great.
Kevin Hart.
Yeah, he's one of the main characters. They
Listen,
only got. What's that?
I heard Jack Black's voice, and that's all that mattered.
I know they got him just as the voice actor, which is fun. Well, okay, not counting Kung Fu Panda, I don't really count him as a voice actor normally, right?
Yeah, I guess not. Not technically.
Right. Well, I mean, like, not that he can't do that, but like most people would think.
He does mostly live action stuff.
Yeah. But obviously, like, Kung Fu Panda counts. So, but it is funny that they got such a big name for just the voice.
He's not good.
Like, it's always so surprising when that stuff happens. I don't know. I don't get it, but that's okay. Really excited. Looks really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know the main story though. We'll have to brush up on our Borderlands knowledge. Indeed.
I'm like, I don't know, something exploded. Handsome Jack was there. That's all that mattered.
This is gonna trigger like so many people, and it's gonna be so funny. From what I gathered about the story of Borderlands from that trailer alone, it reminded me a lot of One Piece.
Wow.
They're looking for something that nobody knows where it is except this like treasure or money pit on this planet that nobody wants to go to. I'm like, wow, that's One Piece. That's basically One Piece core. Right? That's what One Piece is. They're looking for the treasure. That must be Borderlands.
Yeah. They're gonna be king of the space bandits.
Yeah, exactly. And they'll be handsome doing it.
Yeah.
But no, it did look really good. Shout out to all the Borderlands fans. You finally, well, hopefully got some good live action content.
Yeah, you know, you got a good, it's a good era for video game movies.
Is it?
Apparently.
I guess Mario.
They keep putting out hard hitters.
Mario came out and it was good.
Yeah. And there was Detective Pikachu.
Oh, that was years ago.
I mean, it's been a trend. Oh, the FNAF movie, Sonic.
Okay. Answer me this.
Yeah.
There's no way you would have said Detective Pikachu if I didn't tell you I watched it recently.
Listen, I kind of forgot about it. But it was good.
It was good. It was great. It was great.
It was the start of the end of the curse.
And obviously not a movie, but I hear that season 2 of the Halo show is fantastic.
Oh, I didn't even know there was a Halo show.
There is. I heard the first season was a little iffy. It was a little weird.
Yeah.
But apparently the first like 4 or 5 episodes of season 2 that are out right now are really good.
Oh, nice. The first season of The Witcher and the first half of the second season.
And then the rest of the seasons don't exist. So that was good. That was a good live action. Kind of weird that they cut it so short, but you know.
Yeah, it happens. Things get canceled.
Things get canceled. It was too niche. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Just not popular enough, you know.
Couldn't justify that Netflix budget.
Yeah. They got a lot of other projects to start and then cancel. So you know you got to move around some money. At least Netflix hasn't adopted the chain of completing something 100% and then never releasing it.
That's true. They release everything that was handed to them.
You or otherwise.
Yeah.
If it was handed to them, they're releasing it.
Yeah. If you tried to hand it off to someone else and delete it, they're gonna come fish it up, just like they did with Nimona.
We're gonna watch that one soon.
And I think they technically did it with Squid Games too, because no one wanted it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I did hear. Yeah, we did talk about that. It took him like I don't know 10 years.
Yeah, he pitched it to like everyone, and then Netflix finally
literally
took it.
Everyone.
And it was a hit.
Hobos on the street. It was a phenomenon.
Yeah, it was more than a hit.
Mr. Beast made a video about it. That's how you know it hit.
He spent $2 million on that video.
Good for him.
That's all I remember about it, actually.
I wonder how much he lost in that.
I do wonder. It was weirdly short.
It was.
For what it was.
Yeah. Considering how much time and money he put into it.
All the people that flew out for like a 20-minute video.
Yeah. Can't believe there's no good lawsuit stories from Mr. Beast yet.
I know, right? Squeaky clean somehow.
Everyone's too afraid.
Got it out of his system in his early years.
his cringe early years of prowling for women on Twitch.
Yeah, exactly.
God. The most feral behavior I've ever seen gets rewarded somehow.
The people like feral.
They do indeed. Speaking of things that are not feral.
Oh.
This week, our show.
Ah, yes.
I was going to do the topic, but we haven't introduced who we are.
I got lost in the intro.
Got lost in thinking about things that are feral. Welcome, everybody, to episode 108 of You're Ridiculous.
Woo!
My name is Luke. I'm one of your hosts, as always, and with me, your other host, Wolf.
That's I.
That is you. You're here. Late.
Every week. Ah,
every week late.
You misled me.
I misled myself. Saying times that we should record that don't exist for both of us.
I saw it. I saw my time. I was like, oh, perfect. And then I looked at it again. I was like, wait, but that's not your time.
I know. It was terrible. Like, I said times that we've both recorded at, but that don't line up for. It's like a 2-hour difference and a 3-hour difference.
Yeah, and then you said a 4-hour difference.
I did. And then I only said one. It's a whole thing. But last week, as the audience will remember, we talked about Has Been Hotel.
Yeah, naturally.
It was great. We had so much to say. We talked about it more off recording.
We sure did. Can't stop talking about it.
It's true. We can't. It's inescapable, really. If you want to hear us talk about it more, or specifically if you want to hear Wolf talk about it more, follow them on Twitter.
Yeah, it never
I'll
ends.
chime in every now and then.
You just heckle me every now and then.
I do. I'm mostly chiming into heckle, but someone has to. Someone has to keep you on your toes. Keep you prepared.
I get enough heckling.
You do. We should do an episode about all the heckling you get from the Discord gremlins.
It's not that deep. I think it is.
This week, though, no more Has Been Hotel. We are talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender, Netflix's newest live-action show.
Yeah, it sure is a show.
It does fit that definition. Now, Wolf, let's get right into it. What is Avatar?
Avatar it's a cartoon that was very popular on Nickelodeon that blew everyone away. It was the first Western anime. Probably not the first, but it was the big one that everyone watched. And it's about Aang. He's the last Airbender, and he's also the Avatar. And he froze himself in like a big orb on accident, or maybe kind of on purpose because he almost died. And then 100 years later, Katara and her brother Sokka find him, free him, and then the adventure starts. Because they do.
That's right. The adventure does start.
The Fire Nation is trying to inflict peace Nazi style by being the ones in control. In complete full control.
And if that means, genociding every other nation, then so be it.
Yep. No other benders can exist. Only firebenders, apparently.
They've already got 1 down, 2 to go. And yeah, a bender.
Frankly, they kind of almost got 2.
That's true. They did almost get 2. I mean, they almost got all 3, but eventually, people start fighting back.
Rediscover their scrolls.
A bender, if you're a bender in this universe, you control one of the 4 elements: earth, air, fire, or water.
Yeah.
And if you're the Avatar, well, you're special and you get all 4.
You do indeed.
But we don't need to explain more. It's not like people haven't heard of this show.
Yeah, this show, it's exposition daily. My God. If you didn't know anything about Avatar, you do now.
That's right. You can't escape it. Everybody's talking about it, whether it be for good or for bad.
Mostly for bad, it seems.
Oh, well, we'll see. First, I actually want to talk about the cartoon that spawned it. This one. Because this is the live action. Obviously, the cartoon from Nickelodeon was a long time ago. And you said it was the first, basically, quote unquote, first big Western anime.
Yeah.
Was it really popular back in the day? Or is it much like, I guess the most thing I can think of is like The Office, where when it was on the air, it was good and popular and did well, but like our generation after it was off the air is what like made it so much bigger.
I think it was popular, like big on the air, because I remember Hot Topic. Yeah, it exists. It marks the hallmark of what was big at the time, and there was a lot of Avatar stuff when it was coming out, instead of like the Avatar stuff hitting Hot Topic after it stopped releasing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like just to keep reusing my example, things about The Office are now starting up. Like multiple different people that were on the show at the time, back when it started in like 2005 and ended in like 2013 or 14 or something, maybe even a little bit earlier than that.
Wow.
Now, just in 2020, starting podcasts talking about the show. That's
funny.
Right? And it's like, this is the era that it's really popular, not, when it was super online. And so now getting this live action, I was just curious if it was like a much bigger deal. Because, back in the day, when it was on air, I didn't really watch it.
Yeah, neither did I.
Yeah, it doesn't. Not for any particular reason on my end. I was just watching other things.
Yeah. I think for me, it was probably just like a timing thing. Like, I think I was a Cartoon Network person. Yeah. That's the channel I was on by default.
Right. Yep. And I, to be honest, was probably just on Disney Channel. So.
Wow.
I think that's where I spent. If I was watching TV, that's probably what it was.
You're a Disney Channel kid.
Unfortunately. But so that's interesting. We're not going to talk about the movie. The original movie of the live action Avatar: The Last Airbender, except to say that are you familiar with its score on Rotten Tomatoes?
No, tell me about it.
I just want you to guess what you. So this live action currently has a 60% review on Rotten Tomatoes by the reviewers and a 75% audience score.
Okay.
Now, since you've seen a bit of this and you know about the movie, what do you think that score is?
I think both the critical and the like consumer rating are probably like 10-20% or less. Maybe even 5.
Oh. Okay, I need a final answer. What do you think the critic rating is for the movie?
20% for critics, 5% for consumer.
Okay. Last time I checked, the critic rating is a 5. And I think the consumer rating was a 0. I know the critic rating is a 5%, guaranteed. I don't remember the exact score for the consumer rating, but I'm pretty sure it was less.
Damn, that's huge.
Yeah, it is atrocious. And the rating is atrocious and the movie is somehow worse.
Yeah.
5% is generous. 5% is because they got Princess Youre like 100% right.
The pity points.
Yeah, exactly. But let's get right into this. Enough about all the backstory. Let's get right into this.
All right.
How much have you watched?
I watched 2.5 episodes. I was in the middle of 3 and it just wasn't holding me.
Yeah. So I want to talk about that and then I'll get into have you seen the cartoon all the way through?
I haven't seen it all the way through, but I've seen like parts of it. I've seen like the big parts because they would play it again and again on like TV. Yeah. And I've seen the movie.
Yeah. Right. So obviously you're familiar enough with it.
Yeah, I know the major plot beats.
Yeah. they're pretty not like stolen, but they're not like the most original plot beats, It's like it's familiar.
Yeah.
To be fair. But anyways, what were your thoughts about this show?
This one, the live action one?
The live action, yeah.
I'm not impressed. Like, it's not as bad as the movie, but it's certainly a show. It's oddly, weirdly mediocre for the production value put into it.
Okay.
And it's like, I was actually giving you like my live reaction to it, because of course I didn't watch the original, so I'm watching it, and I'm like, I'm watching this opening scene, and I have more questions than I would have started with, and they just never showed me any of that.
Right. Yeah.
I'm questioning the logic. I'm questioning the logistics. And then I'm more confused, because then they take this extra time to do all this extra explaining, and then they don't explain the things that do need explaining. Like, I don't know, if you're going to do all this exposition, where'd all the adults go in the Water Tribe? And I think I found out a bit later. I don't remember if it was through you. I think it was through you.
It was through me. I told you.
Yeah.
I told you where they went. Oh, man. Yeah, they follow the path of the story pretty well.
Yeah.
But the things that they add are meant to expand upon things that weren't explored in the cartoon. But by doing that, they had to leave out information that not only explained or aided in what they were adding, but also aided in the natural path of the story itself.
Yeah.
And so you leave out things like, we see the Water Tribe, the Southern Water Tribe, in the first episode, as you said, and none of the adult males are there. There's just some older women, gran, and then a lot of kids.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, where the fuck are all the adults? And it doesn't say that all the adults, including Sokka's father and uncle, went off to go fight in the war.
Yeah.
And things like that. And so we're just missing a lot of information if you don't already know it.
Yeah.
And it makes for the viewing really weird.
Got me lost. And then I find out, because then of course everything pops up on TikTok, and there were like two things. Then I have an extra question. It's like the scene where he goes back to the air, no bad temple or whatever, and he sees the dead body of his like mentor, and I'm like, that had a lot more impact and looked a lot more cooler for not having actually seen the fight scene go down in the cartoon. Like, where are all the bodies?
Yeah,
where did those children go?
Right, that's what I wanted to say. But the thing we don't even see most of the fight in the air temple between the Fire Nation and everybody. We just see the aftermath of it.
Yeah.
So I did really like that they showed us what basically happened. I mean, we know what happened, but it was cool to see.
Yeah.
And it was cool to see Gyatso's last stand, even though that's not how it happened in the show. He wasn't, well, it's who's to say, really. And I don't even think the guy, Sozin, was supposed to be there. So they just decided he was going to show up.
Had to get his money's worth. That actor's worth.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. It was cool to see, but it was one of the things that they added, and I had so many questions. Like, why is I texted you this? I'm like, why is there one guy patrolling the whole thing when they don't know that when it's supposed to be a surprise attack?
Yeah.
And the monks are peaceful, so they wouldn't like have someone patrolling if they're not gonna like defend themselves.
They didn't even have like an alarm system. There was no bell. There was no.
You're just like, one guy slightly raised his voice.
Shit, I'm dead.
Although he did fend off quite a few of them for a while. I was one of the first things I said is like, how did the Fire Nation accomplish anything when in the very first scene of the show we see this airbender absolutely clowning like 6 of them?
Yeah.
And then the next scene, or the next fight scene, is 1 or 2 airbenders destroying a whole squad of firebenders. Like, how did any of this happen? I get a lot of it was due to the power of the comet, and which they didn't even really talk about originally. They talked about it at the end of this season.
It was briefly mentioned. I remember that at least.
Right. It was mentioned when Gyatso was fighting Sozin. He's like, you can't withstand the power of the comet. Yeah. But then they never said anything ever again.
Cool comet. Very cool.
Yeah. So, and you stopped out sometime in episode 3.
Yeah. I saw Azula, I guess. The reaction to Azula has been fascinating. Because again, the Azula stuff was actually the stuff I missed out on in the cartoon. I didn't really see any of it. But it's so weird seeing the discourse from it, because you got the people like, I loved her portrayal in the cartoon, and you have the people who I'm pretty sure are being schmucks, or like, oh, the cartoon villainized her, etc., etc. I'm like, I think she was just an asshole.
Oh, she was.
I think it's okay for you guys to just like an asshole.
Yeah. No. It's perfectly okay to like the assholes in the show. But she was just the worst. She's as bad as her father. She's genocidal as fuck. She wanted to take over everybody. And then I'm pretty sure she had plans to succeed her father if it worked.
That's so funny. Father, like daughter.
Exactly. Well, yeah, because the dad succeeded his dad.
Oh!
Fire Lord Ozai killed his dad. Killed his dad. And then Iroh retired from being a general, so he wasn't up for the throne.
Yeah.
So then Ozai's like, shit, mind if I sit here? So we're not going to go into every episode, even if we'll watch all of it. We're just, we're not that guy.
Yeah, not this time.
So if you want a breakdown of every episode, go find somewhere else. But what I will talk about is some of the acting choices, or not acting choices, but the cast.
Uh-huh.
Because I think some of them are incredible, and I think some of them are not human. I'm convinced.
They're AI
Okay, we'll start. Yeah, they are. We'll start. I think the good ones. I think Aang, really good. 10 out of 10, 12 out of 10. Really, really good. He gets better as the series goes on.
Nice.
I like that they showed his kid side without him literally doing dumb kid stuff like they did in the cartoon.
Yeah.
Where he was just like, I don't know. It was literally just like, oh, this is actually a kid. So it makes sense that in this more gruff, gritty version that he's still a child and shows his youthful side, but isn't a moron.
Yeah.
Or at least as much of one. I liked Iroh. At first, I thought he didn't quite match, but as the show went on, he just got better and better.
Nice.
I thought he was really, really good. The only complaint is what I told you is I thought his voice should have been a bit more gruff.
Yeah.
Because Iroh's voice actor has a really deep voice. But other than that, really, really good. And then the other one that I thought was fantastic, which was surprising, was Sokka.
Ah, you like Sokka?
And I was telling you that I loved Sokka in this. He was of all the characters that made me reminisce about the cartoon version, this is Sokka, 110%.
Yeah.
It is so good. The only thing missing is something that's not the actor's fault, which is Sokka's sexism.
Yeah.
Which we, briefly talked about before, that they, Netflix obviously made a bunch of changes to the show and the plot and things, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But for the lack of sexism in Sokka's character, the rest of it is a home run.
Yeah. Frankly, they probably should have just kept it, because sometimes he's just being a little shit, and you're just like, why are you being such a little shit?
Right, exactly. And that was his character. That was great. They kept the little shit without giving him the reason to be. Terrible. I also thought, and this is one you can comment on, I thought Suki was really good. The warrior face paint.
Yeah. I liked her.
The amount of people that are simping for the actress without her face paint is incredible.
Oh, they're losers without the face paint.
Without the face paint.
She's just a lady at that point.
One of them that I saw was this is good, but I like this meme. And it was just her with face paint and then her without face paint. I so many things I've seen are just clips and pictures of her without the face paint on.
The speed at which she wiped that face paint off, unrealistic. That shit is layered on. She just quick wipe. It's gone.
That shit is caked on.
I was sweating heavily and it didn't drip once. But, little wipe, it's gone.
Right. Just a little bit of a warm towelette. I just got off a Delta airplane and I'll use my warm towelette. Oh man. Did you like the actress though?
Oh yeah, she's nice.
Yeah, she's good, right?
Yeah, she did a good job. I like their little, I don't know if it's in the cartoon, but I like their little mini fight where she's like, yeah, we're flirting, I'm doing it, and he runs away.
Oh yeah. Really good. That whole sequence between Sokka and Suki actually quite accurate to the show.
Oh, lit.
Yeah, they actually did like the play fighting, and then there was a lot of times where, or not a lot of times, but there's a whole scene in the show where Sokka like apologizes for being sexist and is like, Suki, please train me. And so that's where that sort of thing came in.
I see. They did just start training.
Right, yeah. It was like, because Sokka, like, you know, is like, I'm the greatest warrior in my tribe. And because none of the males are there, so he's the only warrior. And then Suki, like, destroys him. And then he's like, please train me.
And then she does it.
She does, yeah. So really good there.
Sad, wet cat.
I have 2 actors that I did not care for.
Lay it on me.
Gran
I remember
does not look like a human being.
She's a puppet. She's an animatronic.
This is something that they stole out of like Zuckerberg's Meta shop. Okay, the Gran does not sound like a person. Does not look like a person. I don't know what Disney animatronic they stole from to get this model. I hate it. It's so bad.
They couldn't find a real old woman.
It's so bad. I do not understand how this did not work so well. Luckily, it does not matter because she, like, I don't even know if she shows up again.
Nah, irrelevant.
So that's good.
Hoarded the Rosetta Stone of waterbending, then gave it to Katara the moment she fucked off.
She did. Which is funny because that's not how it happened in the show.
Why change that?
Yeah, well, they stole because the way they got the waterbending scroll is not in this live action. It's from a side plot about pirates that went around raiding like all the other nations.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, one of the things we raided was a waterbender scroll.
Sounds like we should have did that instead of all the exposition.
We should have. It would have been better. And then the other one, I have to show you because I don't think they showed or you got to the point in the show yet. But I want you to see the difference of these 2 characters.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me what's wrong.
I'm ready.
This is Mei Lee.
Okay.
She looks nothing like Mei Lee.
I guess she's got the hair.
Sort of.
She doesn't have like the smolder, the glare.
No, exactly. That's the whole thing. She doesn't look at all like Mei Lee. She doesn't, and the dialogue and the acting is not at all Mei Lee. She's like upbeat in this, and like supporting Azula in this live action, and she's supposed to like not really like Azula at all.
Fascinating.
And be scared of Azula as well.
Yeah. She is a scary woman.
Yeah, I don't get this whole choice, but here we are. And then the last one I have is Azula, because the actress looks way too nice.
She does. She has the exact same issue. She looks really nice.
Right. She doesn't have that smolder. I mean, like, I guess Azula's not, she's normally more smug than smoldering, but she doesn't have.
It's oddly blank.
Yeah, it's blank. I'm not afraid of her like I should be, because Azula's character is basically like she's a very like distraught and confused and angry teenager. She's 14.
Yeah.
And in this one, she just looks nice.
She does. I think maybe it's like I think that one's a directing issue, because there is the one shot I did get to see of Azula. I think she pulled off the conflicted like teenager, maybe somewhat recognizing this is all wrong, but you know, she's raised in it, so she doesn't fully recognize she's wrong, where she's like, you can see her when they burn the people she betrayed, she's like tearing up, but then she like cracks a smile.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
It's close. I think she just needs to scowl a bit more.
Yeah. She needs a more resting bitch face.
Right. Resting bitch face would be really good. more smug. I'm not sure really. It's an odd one, but it's not that bad. It's just like, oh, I don't, I'm not afraid of her. That's the thing.
Yeah, she looks like a friend.
Yeah, maybe season 2 we'll see about that.
Maybe they're gonna pull a Yennefer and she gets like more unhinged looking as time goes on.
Well, I mean that would be good because that's basically what happened in the show.
She gets that far.
The look is if they get that far. The look is mostly stays the same throughout the 3 seasons of the cartoon, but her demeanor and behavior gets more and more unhinged.
Yeah, that tracks.
As far as the changing of sort of the story itself, I'm mostly fine with it. They did change a fair number of like plot points here and there, but a lot of them lead to the same thing. You know what I mean? Like they change, right? Yeah, they change the details without changing the outcome of it, which is fine. It's a little odd in some scenarios, like the way that Aang meets Boomy is like completely different.
Yeah,
but it doesn't really matter. The outcome is that, Aang knows Boomy is alive and is joining the war effort again and all that stuff. And
right.
So, broad strokes, most of it is the same. Obviously, if you're a really big Avatar fan, you're going to confused and, bitch and moan online. But if you pay attention, most of it doesn't matter.
I feel like Katara got shafted. And I didn't watch enough of the cartoon to like fully confirm this, but she's reading in the live action as a very Sakura type character. And I think if she was like that in the cartoon, the show wouldn't have gotten the praise it got.
What do you mean?
Like she's kind of just there.
Oh,
she doesn't do a whole lot. And it feels weird because she feels like she should be very important. She's the water vendor. She's the one who wants to help Aang in the first place, and yet she does a whole lot of nothing.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking about this before, and because Rain and I were talking about it. Rain's a big Avatar fan as well, and we were talking about this, and we thought she looks 100% like Katara. Like the vibe is there. It's great.
Yeah.
The acting just felt so plain, like you said, stale. She was just a body there. It was like not exciting. However, this changes in the final episode.
Oh.
I know. But it does get... I'm not saying it's justifiable, but at least in the final episode, the most dramatic one, she gets really, really good. Much better. However, I think part of the issue is in the cartoon, a lot of her voice and anger is coming out of Sokka being sexist. And so she's fighting constantly against her brother and trying to prove that she is a valuable member of the team and that she deserves to, she's a powerful waterbender and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And in this one, without the sexism, well, you don't really have much of a Katara character except for her complaining about her dead mother.
Yeah, I think she still has some grounds to argue with him calling the waterbending useless, as if that is not like the most powerful thing they have at their command at that moment.
Yeah, no kidding. Like,
like, what do you mean this is a waste of time? This is a weapon.
Yeah.
He's going to protect our village. I am.
Yeah, Sokka gets his ass beat. Oh, man. It's terrible. Some of the choices they made could be a lot better. Could be a lot worse, though.
Costume designs are real good, at least.
Oh, costume designs, except for one wig.
I think I know what wig.
Yue's wig is the worst thing I've ever seen.
I'm like, that's a wig.
I'm sending you a picture. It looks like plastic glued to her head.
Straight up, that's a cosplay wig.
Yeah, I bought it. I bought it on Wish. God, it is so horrendous.
They're pulling off Sokka's hairstyle, but not hers, and hers is pretty damn normal.
Yeah, it's just silver hair. It's supposed to be just silver or white, I guess, in the show. But
I'm kind of backtracking, but I remembered it because it's kind of funny to me during like the fight scene on Kyoshi's Island.
Yeah.
When the old lady's fighting, she like gets all disheveled, her hair's out of place, but then the lady, whose name I forget, the love interest,
Suki. Yeah.
And she's like untouched, not a hair out of place, and she has also been fighting.
She's a boss ass bitch. That's why. Oh man, it is funny. Well, because like later on, when Katara and the Avatar or Aang and Sokka are all fighting firebenders nonstop, right?
Yeah.
And Katara's braids don't come out at all.
Ridiculous.
But when she fights Paku in the north he's a waterbending master. She wants to be trained by him, but he only trains men.
Yeah.
So they fight each other, and then her hair gets all disheveled from fighting water instead of fire.
Fascinating.
I don't get it. Some of the, and this is also like a thing in the show too.
Yeah.
Like her hair gets disheveled in that fight with Paku.
Yeah.
But like never any other time that she does any fighting.
See, that's one of the times when they stuck too close to the source material. That's the time when you could like plus it up and like, muss up their hair, put some dirt on their face.
Right, exactly. It was so weird. It was the one time one of the few times in the cartoon where they made a note that, the hairstyle gets ruined. And it's just like, well, why did it get ruined any other time she's fighting? Like, what is going on here? Yeah, this Yue's wig is just down terrible. I don't get it. Because it's so many of the other wigs are fine.
Yeah, they're like pulling off bald Aang really well, and then there's her.
They are. Aang is really. They did a good job with him, and they didn't make his tattoos look Hindi like they did in the first movie.
Ah,
that was like one of the worst things I've ever seen. They gave like Hindi tattoos to a fictional character. Like, oh god,
they blew it.
What have they done? All this said, and all the things that any of the viewers reads online, I think are fair criticisms because we can only have so many good live adaptions, and we wasted all our time on the One Piece adaptation.
Yeah, you know what? Keep giving it to One Piece. They're the only one that have earned it.
That's true. But I will say, I still really like this. If you're a fan of Avatar, and if you can understand that the outcomes of everything is the same, or are mostly the same, 90% of it, then and you can enjoy it for what it is, rather than what you want it to be.
Yeah.
Then it's good.
I see.
Right? There's so many times where fans say something is bad because it's not exactly as I wanted it.
Right.
And I think, unrealistically, I'm asking that people stop thinking that way because it's the worst way to think.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's fair to be upset that it wasn't 100% as the cartoon, but don't say it's bad because of that.
Yeah,
that's just...
the author's intent not lining up with yours is not bad writing.
Right,
it's just
100%.
Different intents.
Exactly.
They had different plans, different things in the books, and that's not what you imagined, but just because it's not what you imagined doesn't mean it's bad.
Right, exactly. So, I'll have 2 grades for this. For what I wanted, because I wanted a very strict adherence to the cartoon.
Yeah.
It's a 5. Or it's a 6. It's a 6. It's pretty close. It's close. It's a 6 or, 6.5. What it is, and I enjoyed what it is, and there are many really good points that we're just not going to touch on. I would say it's an 8. I enjoyed it. It's good. I understand why people are upset, why people don't like it, but I also think there's a lot of positive things. And in fact, I just like seeing the animated bending. That looked awesome.
I kind of hate the bending.
Really? What did you not like?
It doesn't feel right. It doesn't look. It doesn't feel right. Specifically, it doesn't feel right. It's just like they're like doing movements, and I feel like the movements don't match up with the bending that's happening.
That's fair. Yeah, my problem with the bending, I liked seeing it, but I did have an issue that it all felt really slow.
Yeah.
right? Like, especially a lot of the air and water, or sorry, the earth and water bending. And I'm like, damn, these are supposed to be like combat moves. They take like 5 seconds to do.
And one of the Firebenders wiped you guys out.
Yeah. It just felt so slow. I'm just like, wow, this is weird. I liked seeing it. It wasn't perfect, but I agree. A lot of the times it did look weird. But it still made me happy to see.
They should have made the animators watch bodies burn, so they could have gotten it right.
Oh man,
there sure was a lot of that. It doesn't look right.
There's not enough of it. We should have seen more.
Give me some burnt, crispy bodies. Where they just turn into dust instantly. I
can't believe they cut away when they're roasting Katara's mother alive.
I know, right?
Let me see it. Let me see the life empty from her eyes.
I thought it was supposed to be dark and gritty and sexy.
Yeah, where's the sexy?
Yeah, where is the sexy?
Where
it's
is
rated
it?
PG.
I know. Where it's supposed to be sexy. It's not. God, disappointing. Oh man.
Where's the full frontal nudity?
Where's Appa hanging dong?
Right. Well, I want to see Kyoshi's fat titties. Hers those mommy milkers with her big step on me feet.
Yeah.
She's huge.
She is. She's a big woman.
God.
She is big. Wolf, what do you rate it for the amount you've seen on the episodes that you watched and what you've seen online?
I think I guess maybe like a 5 or 6 out of 10 because I am kind of bored.
Right, which is a fair criticism.
All the exposition it's giving me, it's not the information I need to know.
And the reward is low. A lot of the exposition, either you already knew it or it's not what you need, and you're like, well, now what do I need? What do I do?
Zuko's big speech, I have been banished, and I have to find the Avatar. And he repeats that like 5 times.
I was not convinced by Zuko's actor.
He's a real Kylo Ren vibes.
It really was. That's 100% great way to describe him. I'm like, I hear what you're saying, I see what you're saying, but I don't fucking believe you.
You're not selling it to me.
Yeah. He wasn't emo enough. He wasn't angsty enough.
Yeah, he's just bad and petty.
He
ran!
He's just a little angry.
Is he in the animated show? Is Aang or the Avatar like supposed to be like the greatest warrior, even though everyone knows he like disappeared? And it's like, even in like the mythos that came out, it's that he ran away because he was a coward.
Well, the mythos of the original cartoon is that he disappeared right as the war started.
Ah.
Nobody really knows why.
Okay.
And a lot of people just assume that he was already dead.
Okay, that's valid. That's fair. Everyone else in the show is giving him shit, like he wouldn't have been slaughtered too if he didn't magically disappear.
Oh, well, so, okay. A lot of people, so that's like the lore, but what a lot of people believe and say is that he just like ran away. So it's like, you know, what happened versus like what everyone like believes colloquially. So,
all right. But if that's what everyone believes, that he ran away, there's no reason Zuko should be calling him the greatest warrior.
Yeah. Yeah. That, and it even says like later on when Aang meets Gyatso in the spirit realm, it's like Gyatso says, you couldn't have done anything.
Yeah.
You would have just died if you were there.
Yeah. That would be extra fucked.
Right. Like, the idea that Aang, even if he is the Avatar, at that point in time, doesn't know any of the other bending at all.
He's just really good at airbending. And that's
right.
it.
He's just a great airbender, but he's not a master at the time. Even if you do count him as a master at the time, whatever, it doesn't really matter. That's semantics. Yeah. But one extra airbending master, was that supposed to be the make or break when they win or not?
All right. I don't think he knew any combat. So. He doesn't know any attack moves. He just boosh and knocks people over.
Yeah.
And it happens to work sometimes.
Yeah. God. Oh man. Everybody and you're berating a kid for running away. Of course a kid's gonna run away.
Right? He's younger than you.
He's scared. God. It's so tilting, that whole plot line. And it's in both of them. It's terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
That's right. let us know if you enjoyed this adaptation or not.
Yeah.
And it isn't an adaptation, you feral animals out there listening. It's an adaptation. It's not a remake.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been 100% accurate. Get out of here. If you want a remake, go play Skyrim. Wolf, we have a question of the week from Rain. What is it?
We sure do. This week's question of the week is, what type of bender would you be?
This is a good question. One I thought we had already done.
Apparently not.
I guess not. What type of now? Yeah, earthbender, waterbender, firebender, or airbender.
Surely I gotta be a waterbender. I don't like earth. I don't like nature. I don't
That's
like dirt.
Yeah, that's fair.
Firebending, that's a lot of effort, and then airbending just doesn't vibe with me. It's not my song and dance.
That's true. You're not like, I mean, you're like really low key, but you're not like low key in like a monk.
Yeah.
You're not a monk low key because they don't care about anything. Well,
I'm the one airbender that's not a pacifist.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh man, would you be? So there's like a lot of sub genres of healing, and so one of the ones for waterbending, is a healer. So you can like heal people. Would you do that, or would you be like a bloodbender where you can like control people?
A bloodbender, full destructive force. People ask me if I can heal, I just shrug my shoulders. I just throw some water at them, see if that works. It doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't. Wait, why would you be a waterbender? You don't even like drinking water.
I extract the water from my body so I don't have to deal with it.
You squeeze yourself like a fruit.
I bet I could I'd probably be like a really good soda maker if I mastered waterbending. I'd revolutionize the drinks industry, juice and soda, and everything. I could make slushies. Everything.
I think we answered what the original question was. What type of spirit would you be? You'd be the spirit of soft drinks.
That's me.
What
are you gonna be?
I think it's pretty obvious that I would be an earthbender.
Yeah.
Right? I grew up on a farm, to be fair. And then you just look at the the earthbenders. They're all big hulking people. I'm like, if that's not me, I'm certainly not an airbender. I'm not a monk, that's for sure.
Heaviest rock in the sky.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not I don't have enough emotion or passion to be a firebender.
Yeah.
They're all really
intense, except for the one.
Yeah. They're intense, except for Iroh.
Yeah, I am.
But I'm pretty sure he's just on smoking a stogie the whole time. So, he's chill. But yeah, a lot of the depictions of the firebending people they're all really intense and all that thing, and that's not me. I could be a waterbender, but it's definitely between those two. But then it's pretty obvious that it's just earthbending.
Yeah.
We're
the perfect duo. We make mud.
We do make mud. What else can you make besides mud?
Concrete.
Yeah.
Variations of mud.
we can own both markets for soft drink and real estate.
Oh, we can. We could make a water park.
and that makes sense because in Omashu they have the whole slides for delivering packages. We just turn those, and they're made out of stone.
Yeah.
So we just turn those into water slides.
Oh, we're perfect. We're entrepreneurial geniuses.
It's so good. And then when you go to a water park, you're gonna get thirsty.
Yeah.
So you drink our soft drinks and juices.
Oh, it's all coming together.
What?
That's the thumbnail.
I'm just gonna say, I think we just made the thumbnail. Oh man, Rain, 100% would have to be a firebender.
Okay, that tracks.
She's one of the. She's either a firebender or an airbender. I don't think she's calm enough. She's got the airbender look.
Yeah.
But she also looks pretty much like Azula as well.
She's our sleeper
Long
agent.
hair. She's our sleeper agent. She's the security at the water park. You never see her around, but when you do see her, you're in trouble.
Oh yeah, you don't want to see her.
Yeah, exactly. She's the security. I think she'd probably be air or firebender, but I'm leaning towards firebender. Yeah. All right, Wolf, take it away.
I'm Wolf, taking things away. Thanks for watching episode 108 of You're Ridiculous.
Woo!
If you liked all that, be sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe button. Hit the bell so you get notified of the next episode. If you're watching on a podcast website, be sure to hit the plus and give us 5 stars to support the show. You can follow us across the internet, the main cast at ridiculous_cast on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. You can follow Lucas at 7AngryRoss with an E. And you can follow me at Rainbow Does without the W. We hope to see you guys all again next week. But until then, say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.